we all sit too much. It is what it is. So we can either suffer through the low back pain, hip pain, and neck pain that comes along with watching too much Netflix or working at a computer for too many hours, or we could do some simple yoga poses to help mitigate all those negative effects. My name is Shari. I've been teaching yoga for about 10 years and practicing for almost 20. So join me as I lead you through this very simple practice to make sure that you feel amazing after sitting way too long. Let's get started. We're gonna get started by making our way onto our backs. So lay on down, make sure your head is fully on your mat. So always scoot down if you find that your head is kind of off the edge of the mat, so you're nice and even here. And then we're just gonna hug the knees into our chests. Big inhale, exhale. Feel your low back melt and relax and get really flat on the mat. This could take a little time. So just start to find some deep breaths here. When you feel settled, if it feels good, you can start to rock side to side. And then if you want to take it one step further, you can circle the knees gently and focus on where your low back is making contact with the mat, and use this as an opportunity to just massage into your low back. Keep taking those nice long inhales, big full exhales. Just rocking and rolling around. Give your low back some love. And then start to come back to center. From here, you're gonna drop your knees wide out to the side, and then just very gently pull down on the inside of those knees. And we're gonna get into a really good groin stretch here. Big inhale on an exhale. Feel yourself relax into it. And then I like to circle my ankles right here too, in both directions. Get any cracks or pops out. And I'm just very gently pulling down on the inside of my knees. And if it feels good here, if you want to, you can kind of rock and roll those legs around a little bit too, just to get into your hip joints. Couple more breaths. And then using your hands, help guide those knees back together. And then let's release the soles of the feet down to the mat. We're gonna come into a series of bridge poses here. The idea is to strengthen our glutes and our hamstrings so that we're not so negatively affected by sitting too much. So you wanna bring your feet hips width apart. All of your toes are pointing the same direction. And then you wanna walk your heels in as tight to your booty as you can. Perfect. Hands come down alongside the body, palms face down, and you're gonna press into your feet, start to lift and float your hips up, lift and float your chest up, and then one at a time, you're gonna roll your shoulders underneath your body so that you can press down onto the backs of your arms and the tops of your shoulder blades to get those hips a little bit higher. Beautiful. Start to press into your heels here. When you press into your heels, you start to feel your quads engage. And then your glute muscles, you can strengthen your glute muscles a little bit by tensing the glute muscles here. Sometimes people will tell you, oh, relax your glutes. That's one way to do it. It will just put all of the strain onto your quads. If you engage your glutes a little bit, you can press up a little bit higher, and then this becomes a deeper back bend. Let's take one more big inhale here. Exhale, one vertebra at a time. You can lift your heels if that's easier. Roll on down. Pop those shoulders out. And take a couple of moments to completely relax your body. Rest here. right, awesome. We're gonna get set up for our next round. Same thing, walk the heels in really tight to your booty, hands down alongside you, and then press into those feet. Rock those shoulder blades under one at a time. Press into those heels, get a little bit higher. And then we're gonna do a hamstring strengthener here. I want you to slide one heel out as far as you can, maybe even getting that leg straight. Beautiful. So now the opposite leg is having to work twice as hard. And then you can slide that heel back in. And let's do that 2 more times. Slide the heel out. Slide the heel back in. 1 more. Slide the heel out. Slide the heel back in. And release the shoulder blades. Slowly lower down. Relax your body completely. Take a breath. Get set up for the other side. Heels walk in nice and tight, toes pointing same direction, and press into those feet. Shoulder blades rock under. Get nice and prepped here. And then let's slide that other heel out. Keep breathing. Maybe you shake a little bit, no problem. And slide that heel in. 2 more times. Let's slide the heel out. Slide the heel in. Last one. Extending and retracting. Let's press into those feet 1 more time. Get a little bit higher. Pop your chest towards the back of your mat. And roll on out. Release the shoulders. Relax. Let's hug both knees into the chest. Nice big counter pose for our back bend. And if you want to, you can roll your head, neck, and shoulders up and wrap your arms around your knees and come into a nice tight little ball here. And then you can either turn to one side and press yourself up or rock yourself all the way up. Scooch all the way back down your mat. Extend one leg out nice and long. Then you're gonna bring the sole of the other foot to your inner thigh. Adjust your hips and move your booty cheeks out the way so you're sitting up. And you're gonna find that you're naturally angled into this diagonal space between your legs. Perfect. You're gonna bring your hand to the inside of your leg or onto your leg, and then inhale your opposite arm all the way up and overhead for a long side body stretch here. Big breaths. One thing you can think about is rolling your chest up towards the ceiling. You're gonna get a big opener here. Let your head and neck just be anywhere that's comfortable, even if that's looking down, no issue. Keep reaching towards those toes. Feel the stretch all the way down the side of the body. On an inhale, come on up. Exhale, release the hands. Now we're gonna change the angle of the body so that we're actually facing toward the front of the mat. So the hip angle will change. And now we're gonna come into a hamstring opener. So chest is facing the front of the mat. Inhale, lift your heart nice and tall. Exhale, you can just walk your fingertips forward little by little by little. I want you to think about bringing your nose towards your toes rather than your nose towards your knee. That concentrated effort of keeping the back nice and flat will maintain length and lift. And then I have a tiny soft bend in my knee. I'm not pressing my knee into the mat. I want to maintain that micro bend so I don't hurt my knee here. Big breaths. And then as that hamstring opens, maybe you walk the fingertips forward more and more. If it's available to you, you can always loop around your big toe. And we're looking more to bring our belly to our thigh rather than our nose towards our knee. Keep the shoulders soft and the jaw relaxed. Awesome. One more big breath here. And inhale, release, exhale, come on up. This front leg, I just want you to start to bend into it, and you're gonna sweep your back leg out behind you. We're gonna come into our pigeon pose. So bring your front knee to the outside edge of your mat, and then start to roll your other hip down towards the mat. Take a look back. You wanna make sure that your back foot, ankle, and leg are all in one nice long line. And then as we turn to face the front of the mat, keep walking your knee out to the edge of the mat and keep inching your foot forward towards the front of the mat. Beautiful. Fingertips are on the ground here, or if you need a little bit more height, you can bring fingertips onto some blocks. We're looking for a lift in the chest, relaxing the shoulders down, and then we want to start sinking the hips down towards the mat. Think about your hip points being square in line with these two top corners of your mat so that you're not angling your hip up or dropping one hip down. We're really thinking about keeping our pelvis straight and those two little hip points pointing forward. Settle in. It's a big back bend here to start. And you'll feel your hip gently sink down. If your hip is really high off the mat, you can grab a soft block and you can actually just wedge it underneath your butt cheek, and that will allow you to actually like relax down and find what this pigeon pose is supposed to feel like rather than feeling like you're straining. And then over time, maybe you bring your forearms onto a block or onto the mat. Just keep your neck long and your gaze forward so that we're not scrunching up into the head, neck, and shoulders. Close your eyes and let's settle into this pose. Hip openers are amazing for helping relieve any type of back pain from sitting. See if you can consciously release and relax your outer hip muscle, releasing any gripping that you might be doing mentally or physically. Beautiful. Take one more big breath here. If you're down on your forearms, make your way up onto your hands, and then we're just gonna sit off onto the hip, and then we're gonna sweep our back leg all the way forward. Reset your hips, and then let's bring the inside sole of the other foot to the inside of your thigh, and we're gonna make our way into our forward bends on the other side. This time we're gonna start with the chest facing diagonally in between our legs, and you're gonna bring one hand to the inside of your leg and inhale your opposite arm up and overhead. Rolling the chest up and open if that feels good here, and reaching out of our low back to get a really good stretch in the side body and that low back area. One more big breath here. And inhale, come all the way up and out. Beautiful. Let's fix those hips so that they're straight and square to the front of the mat now. Tiny bend in that knee, a little micro bend. And then inhaling, I'm gonna stack my vertebrae, I'm gonna get really tall. And then as I exhale, I'm gonna spider walk my fingertips forward until I find my stretch. You don't have to go deep at first. The hamstring will open. Give it a chance. Breathe. Be patient. Keep reaching the heart forward. If and when your hamstrings allow, maybe you reach for your big toe or the outer edge of your foot. Just continue to pull your chest forward. Try not to crunch into the neck and the head area. One more big breath. Inhale, half rise. Exhale, release. Let's go into our pigeon on the other side. You're just gonna bend into your long leg as you sweep your other leg behind you. Start to straighten out your hips as you come up onto your outer hip. Take a look back, making sure the foot and the ankle and the leg are nice and straight and lined up. And then walking your knee outside of your wrist, walking your foot up as far as it wants to go today. And then inhale, lifting your heart. And as you exhale, start to feel your booty cheeks sink down to the ground. And this is where you would insert that block right here, if that feels good. I'm just gonna work the back bend for a couple of breaths, keeping your chest lifted, shoulders back and down. And then when you feel ready, surrendering into your pigeon pose. Allow yourself to mentally surrender into this posture. Couple more breaths. And then inhale, slowly come on up into those hands. Sit off onto one side. We're gonna bring both legs forward. Bend into your knees, bring your feet onto the ground, hands come behind you. Inhale, lift your heart, and then just gently windshield wiper your knees from side to side. Helping release not only the hips, but also the low back here. And then when you're ready, come to a comfortable seat, whatever that looks like. Maybe that's sitting crisscross applesauce. You can grab a block and you can sit up on a block, or a little cushion, or you can have your legs out in front of you, or you can even just bring your feet flat. We're just gonna stretch our neck. So sit up tall, straighten the spine, let one ear melt down to one shoulder. And just feel this nice long stretch along the side of the neck. If you need more, hand comes up and over, lightly rested on your head. Please don't push or pull. The gentle weight of your hand is more than enough to deepen the stretch. Big breaths. Release the hands. Slowly roll your chin down towards your chest. Take your time. On an inhale, let's roll other ear to other shoulder. Nice and slow. Feel the stretch. And if you need it, hand comes up and over. Rest it lightly on your head. Releasing the hand. Inhale, stack your head back up onto your neck, nice and slow. Very nice. One last thing, let's interlace our fingers. You're gonna bring your hands behind your head. You're gonna make a little basket right here, and you're just gonna rest your base of your head into that little basket. On an inhale, I just want you to drop your head back, open your elbows out wide, stretch the throat. Lift the head and start to let your chin fall towards your chest. Bring your elbows in and then lightly let the weight of your hand stretch the back of your neck. Release the hands. Inhale, sitting up nice and tall. Take a moment here, take a breath. Let's take one round of lion's breath. You're gonna take a big inhale, and all you're gonna do on your exhale is open your eyes wide and stick your tongue out, all right? Release the breath. Here we go, large inhale through your nose. Exhale out the mouth, stick out the tongue, open the eyes. All right. Well done, you guys. You did it. Hopefully your body feels excellent. Please let me know how this practice went for you, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.